Bro, there's nothing that bad.
Bro,
Wait, this isn't bandage, this is his skin.
Welcome to another video, guys. My name is Ahmed. I'm joined with two of my friends. Introduce yourself.
Zalan and
Corona.
There we go. And today we are watching top 10 scariest human experiments because we thought, why not, indulge in these sort of experiments that have been happening throughout history.
We need to solve my man's fear of scary things, you get me?
yeah,
True.
you better not be scared anymore.
You see, I like fighting jinns, but he thinks that I'm scared. Even though I don't sleep with a 12-inch knife. Check out our previous videos for the references. But anyway, DJ, spin that shit.
Me, I'm DJ. Hey, yo!
Dropped a brick which set off a chain reaction. He tried to stop the reaction, but by the time it was over, he received a high dose of neutron radiation. Harry received intense medical care for severe radiation poisoning.
What the?
Bro, there's nothing that bad.
You're so dumb.
Look at his arm.
Okay, it's not like it's
So
cut
he
off.
touched something really radioactive, right?
Yeah.
Put his arm's gone.
His mother
Wait,
insisted.
look at his finger. The skin ain't gone.
Bro,
Wait, this isn't bandage, this is his skin.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Even flew out to New Mexico to care for him, but Harry fell into a coma. He died 25 days after the accident. His death resulted in new safety regulations when handling radioactive material. Next up at number 9 now we have the Dioxin Test.
Would you mess around with random elements?
Hell nah.
Bro, you have to be safe with these stuff.
I don't think they can actually buy it.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you could. Black market, right, guys?
I don't think they have money to buy
Who?
the people that watch it.
Guys, you must have money, right? Okay,
Not that much
more
money.
than us, right?
Black market. Do you know how expensive that is?
In 1965, dermatologist Dr. Albert Kligman conducted a study on behalf of the US Army and some pharmaceutical companies. They wanted to know how human skin reacts to harsh chemicals, a process known as hardening. Most of the information about these tests has since been destroyed or just covered up. We do know
My man said hardening, yeah. I just had tightens like this.
Someone's just staring at it. Oh, okay.
These are spotty spots.
Ugh.
that he described his patients as acres of skin to experiment on. We also know he used dioxin on them, the active ingredient in Agent Orange. This happened around the time the US was covering Vietnam with Agent Orange in an attempt to push the fight against the Viet Cong in their favor. To speed up the experiments, Dr. Kligman injected his victims with a reported 468 times the recommended safe dose of dioxin. After that, not much more has been uncovered. It's thought there are still about 7...
Wait, they have black scientists.
You know, far, yeah, it's like after World War II.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't think you need to make it gay, just make it more horny.
That's the thing.
More honey means they go for the women.
You know, you're in prison,
Yeah.
the mum, butt raping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in army they do the same.
Where are you getting that from, bro?
Hey,
You
your
don't know.
search history.
No.
Type it.
Bro.
Sometimes the test subjects were aware they were participating in a study, but shockingly, many did not. Even when subjects were aware they were participating
Yo,
in...
let's talk about this.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'll be honest, I knew flipping.
That's what I'm saying. That's the country I showed you before, bro. That man, the world leaders, bro. They're part of the Illuminati, bro. That has to be.
Bro, they pop up symbols and you don't even realize it sometimes.
Exactly. Some of them have it on passports as well.
Yeah, that's
On passport?
crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Like the triangle messages and stuff like that. I'm saying, bro, these guys, you know, the whole world run by Illuminati.
in a study, but shockingly, many did not. Even when the hallucinogenic effects started...
We might have to censor whatever he just said because we don't want to die.
Moving on to number 5 now, we have Project QKHILLTOP. This was a CIA project developed to study Chinese brainwashing techniques.
The CIA, I swear to God, why are they still moving?
I don't know.
Always involved.
Bro, it's always the CIA when it comes to America. Always them, and they're still kicking around. I swear to God.
A man named Dr. Harold Wolf. Now, he was a researcher at Cornell University's medical school. Dr. Wolf requested the CIA provide him with information on imprisoned medical school.
Now look at your mama's eyes, yeah? It's like, meow. You get me?
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna murder the photographer. That's
It's
what
very
mean.
scary.
You
Exactly.
see, if you don't have normal eyes, he's gonna say something about it.
She was a highly respected expert in her field. Her preferred choice of treatment was electroshock therapy. These days, the practice has been banned in most of the world as it's seen as ineffective, cruel, and borderline torture in some cases. Still, this was a different time, and that's what Dr. Bender did to the children. Her methods involved interviewing and analyzing a sensitive child in front of a large group of people. She would then apply a gentle amount of pressure to the child's head. The theory was any child who moved with the pressure was showing early signs of schizophrenia. These days, that's referred to as total pseudoscience, but it took a while to figure that out.
Should we try that out right now?
I don't understand.
So basically, you lie down here. We just lightly apply pressure onto your forehead.
then
If you move, you have schizophrenia.
That's the most bullcrap. Oh my god.
Then try it.
If you move,
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
try.
I feel like-
If I punch you in the head and if you cry out, you know what I'm saying? Then you have STD. That's the
Where did STD come from?
that's the pseudoscience right there, bro. Let's go.
okay.
By the time her treatments were shut down, Bender had used electroshock therapy on over 100 children, the youngest of whom was just aged 3. Reports described her as uncaring and the study as unethical. The shocks can cause memory loss, nausea, headaches, jaw pain, or even serious heart trouble, even in kids. Some say all of this was a result of Bender's misunderstood childhood that she had, and she was the product of her own environment and family. Now that is proper psychology.
Was it a
Bro,
sociopath?
literally what he just said, like, he's basically saying the person who's doing all these experiments is
How did they do it to them?
huh?
Did they have that same thing done to them? Or
Similar,
messed
basically,
with shit,
yeah.
yeah.
So basically, their past was traumatic, and therefore they're doing
Yeah.
traumatic things to other people. What do you think about that? Like, do you don't like? I feel as though people who conduct like these sort of experiments, or even like heinous crimes, they have something wrong with them that could have been changed in their early childhood.
I know,
You know,
but once
the
they
way
got that
they
far,
were brought up.
the only thing left is a death sentence.
It's messed up, isn't it? It's kind of crazy.
Bro, oh my god.
You call Batman.
Call Batman.
What's Batman doing?
Didn't you?
Moving on to number 3 now, we have the Burke and Hare murders. William Burke is a guy who has probably tainted my surname forever. Along with William Hare, these two men from Northern Ireland were famous grave robbers in Scotland. One day, an old man they knew died, and to cover his outstanding debt to them, they decided to sell his body for medical science. Edinburgh University gave them £7 and 10 shillings, a handsome sum in those days. With that, they were hooked. When another associate they knew fell ill, they couldn't even wait to see if he would die, and so they suffocated him in his bed. Again, they sold his body to the university for money. The killing spree discovered when they got too sloppy. William Burke was hanged in front of a cheering crowd of over 25,000 people. Fittingly, after being put on public display, his body was donated to medical science. Next up at number 2 now we have James.
They literally did it for scientific purposes.
Yeah.
And it's
They
ironic
were
that their
used for it,
bodies are used as well. But that's crazy, bro. Murdering your own grandson.
I think it's too cheap for them to just die, bro.
Ah,
Honestly.
I mean,
If they've gone that far, it's
J. Marion Sims. This doctor was once praised as the father of modern gynecology. Now his reputation has been tarnished forever. It was found that he practiced these surgical techniques that made him famous on enslaved women. They included Lucy, Anarcha, and Baig.
probably,
Yeah.
See, all the statues, bro, they have something to do with some messed up shit, man.
true. That's
All of
facts.
them, man.
That's facts.
Great.
Why did it make? Wait, let's.
See, the rest of them are unknown. He performed 30 surgeries on Anarcha alone, all without anesthesia. His legacy has long been questioned.
I feel bad.
30 surgeries on one woman without anesthesia.
That's crazy.
For the disturbing ethical questions that it raises, especially by those who believe that he used black women as medical guinea pigs without their consent.
That's crazy.
Say what you need to say.
And then these
bro.
guys,
Hey,
they
yo, black right. What is this?
not just that, it's like, what's worse is the fact that they glorify him.
My man's statue how like this. Is that statue getting taken down? Yeah.
That's
It
what I
looks
was
like
wondering as well.
Black Youth Project 100, a group of activists aged between 18 and 35, staged protests at a statue of Sims in New York. They wore hospital gowns splashed with red paint dripping down their legs. In a Facebook post, they explained that Sims had purchased black women slaves and used them as guinea pigs for his untested surgical experiments. He repeatedly performed
Imagine, God, these things going inside your body. Nah, that ain't for me. That isn't like proper scissors, you get me? It's like slanted. Nah, that's crazy.
It's because, you know, when it goes inside, they don't want to bend it, it bends for them.
It's so weird, bro. Bro, my man's screwing something on there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's like a, what?
Okay. We're just gonna breathe past
Yeah,
it.
take that off.
surgery on black women without anesthesia because, according to him, black women don't feel pain. Despite his very inhumane tests on black women, Sims was named the father of modern gynecology, and his statue currently stands right outside the New York Academy of Medicine. And finally, number one now.
That statue. He still has a statue. I was so baffled. My man experimented on black women and has a statue. This is. If my man met me on the streets, done for my man. He's not getting shift. My man's gonna get surgery.
Surgery, bro. Oh my god.
Now we have the pregnant women. In January 2018, it emerged that after the Second World War, the US military gave nearly 1,000 pregnant women radioactive iron by their doctors without their knowledge. This was all part of a series of experiments to test the effects. Between 1945 and 1947, researchers at Vanderbilt University conducted...
Was it trying to make like super babies or something?
They were trying to see like how well iron gets like absorbed in pregnant women.
But then isn't it radioactive?
Yeah, because like when biology.
Yeah, no, it helps, but like, wouldn't that damage that?
Yeah, it kills them. And
Did you not know that, or did you?
They were experimenting.
Fuck this, bro.
sick experiment that was funded by the US Public Health Service. All of the women were poor and had no knowledge of the experiment whatsoever. Afterwards, they were not even informed that they had been part of the study either. The radioactive iron was given as part of a medical cocktail by health officials that they trusted. Their aim was to record the absorption of iron during pregnancy. However, in the years since then, investigators have said this too was a lie, and that the real reason was for the military to learn more about radiation exposure. In the 1990s, Vanderbilt University finally acknowledged and investigated the experiments. The story broke when two women and one of their daughters filed a lawsuit against the university for exposing them to radiation. One of the women was Emma Kraft. She said at a Senate hearing that the experiments caused the death of her 11-year-old daughter due to cancer. The true effects of the study are still being investigated today. Well guys, I would say we learned.
Actually just depressing, man.
Basically, what we learned from today, humanity is left.
And also,
No,
most likely,
which
we won't
one
be
of
doing
those
this videos again.
was
The
black
worst.
or like
What?
which one of them were not white?
They're all white.
Exactly. See that fucking all of them. Fuck
Nah,
America.
because they all happen in America and like, you
I
know,
know, but still.
Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mainly these guys though.
That was crazy.
it was. I'm lost for words.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I'll just chill, man. That's fine.
Let's try to end on a happy note, yeah, as long as tell them a joke.
A joke.
Yeah, joke.
tell him a joke.
Everyone's gonna die anyway. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh,
Amazing joke. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Drop down any thoughts that you might have in the comments below.
Hey, yeah, wait. Give us video ideas.
Yeah, we're desperately, waiting for video ideas. It's alright, bro. It's okay. Let's go eat after this. Yeah.
Mama's
Let's go eat,
deep
let's
in
go
this
eat.
big
Anyway,
time.
thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll eat at Jaff's.